Hey, what's up everyone? This is Zarina, your Upland newbie, bringing you the floor today and more, August 3rd in all Upland cities. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, looking at the floor, we can see some places going up, but some places really going down too, like Kansas City on the upper side going pretty downwards. Queens on the side, but we'll see what happens with that. It's been slipping. But I like the green over in Rio de Janeiro because it was going down. It was in the $5 range just earlier and yesterday. But it's going back up there, so we'll see what happens. And check out those neighborhoods. The UPX floor, on the other hand, was actually lower than what I have posted. They did have like a Tahua. I forget the name of the neighborhood, but I grabbed it because it was like 8,300 UPX or something around that. And I was like, I'll grab it. Looks like that's like, beneath the floor. I kind of like to play the floor. So I'll look for those ones that are beneath the floor. But Upland has some talk. So let's get to this talk about Upland and the economy because I think that's a kind of important. So here's the floor. Check it out. Be thinking about what this means. But let's talk about this update. So Upland economy update. If you haven't already gone and checked on your Upland game, they announced this in game, so you can just click to go read more about it. And rather than reading you all that's there, what I want to do is basically read you the part where what it all boils down to as far as your vote, what your vote will be, what you'll be voting on. All right. So there's two things they say on Upland's website that they're going to be being fully transparent about how this vote's going to look, and there's just going to be two options. One is to adopt the new UPX funding method proposed, or two, to keep the literal methodology listed in the October 2019 white paper until a different methodology is enacted. All right, so keep the status quo essentially is number two until something else comes up, or number one, adopt this new proposed funding. So some people reading that white paper, or who don't even want to read the white paper, just might be like, I don't have any idea what this means. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know how to vote. I don't know why this matters. So if you're one of those people, please do join the UMPC Discord. That is the Upland, we are the Upland Metaverse Players Council. So you want to make sure that you come over here to this channel because in Post a Topic, as you can see down there, people have now been posting about this topic and putting their views out there. And you can come over to the Discord in general over to this community council and talk with community members who can explain to you what the white paper is about, what the consequences of voting one way or the other might be. So get involved with the players who actually understand this, because if you don't get it, you don't want to just throw your vote away. So do try to get some awareness and some knowledge into your research. One player did post in Post a Topic this post, and I'm going to go ahead and read all of this to you just because I do think people should have some understanding about what some people see as the cons to voting yes. And then we'll talk about the pros once some people post about those. And I'd like to see those. If you have pros on voting yes, please do come over to UMPC and throw out your opinion as well in the topic area and the general, and let everybody know what you're thinking so we can see what the community as a whole really thinks about this. So right now this person says, I think we need to discuss the economy update. So first, they're saying that the community pool has grown to be too big and the Upland pool is getting low. The community pool is funded through our transactions, minting properties, and 5% on both sides of every secondary transaction. And had they kept earnings at 17.3%, then maybe it wouldn't have grown as much as it has. So in order to sell UPX to players through the UPX stores, they need to resupply the Upland pool. The proposal outlines a methodology that draws UPX from the community pool and puts it into the Upland pool instead of minting UPX in the Upland pool, which is the current method in the white paper. Here are some concerns and the reason I think we need to encourage everyone to vote no. As they drain the community pool, they can use this as an excuse to continue cutting earnings without providing all players a mechanic for replacing those earnings. They first cut earnings in January, and here 7 months later, less than 1% of players have the ability to earn UPX through MetaVentures. 2. They are concerned about inflation, the result of printing more UPX. However, this is not a real-world economy. This is for many reasons, but one key factor is that there is only one source of UPX, and they control the price. Inflation quote unquote, which is really just higher prices as the result of more liquidity, actually benefits everyone, players and Upland alike. What we saw in Q4 of 2021 should serve as an example. Property prices rose nicely, and there are rarely any properties listed under mint. This encourages players to buy UPX from the store, so Upland wins. To pay higher prices from property owners who are rewarded with profits as the early adopters who took the risk buying in. With the market as it is, there is little incentive for any player to buy from the store because it is easy to buy properties under mint. Players are better off buying USD props and selling them for UPX if they want to utilize UPX. This arbitrage is actually a bad thing for Upland. Upland should want all properties to be valued above their mint values at all time. This also encourages players to mint properties with reasonable expectation they will increase in value. Expecting properties to be worth less than mint discourages investment. One of the things they point to, as General Moit did in General Chat shortly after the release of the update, is rent as a replacement for earnings. This is a fallacy because, again, Upland is not the real world. In the real world, you need shelter. You buy or rent a place to live because you have to. Upland is different. People can choose not to play Upland. So unless there is an extremely compelling reason to play Upland, i.e. somehow become super fun, rivaling games like COD, GTA, Fortnite, whatever, then there isn't a very compelling reason for someone to rent from a property owner. This is especially true when we have virtually unlimited supply of property that can be purchased at extremely cheap prices. The idea that they can take away earnings and somehow magically hundreds of thousands of players will show up to pay rent to hundreds of thousands of existing players is lunacy. Earnings are the key to the entire economy, and without them, Upland completely collapses. The answer is not to deplete the community pool and decrease earnings. Minting more UPX into the Upland pool is the best solution. Okay, so I'm neither disagreeing or agreeing with this person's post, but I do think it's good information for people who want some perspective on why people might vote no. So if you want to vote yes, please do let me know in the comments, and also hop on over the Discord and put your opinions on there. We want to know, we want to hear from you. Okay, everybody, I'll see you all in Upland. Happy hunting. And, don't forget to hit like and subscribe and use that link. You can join the UMPC Discord with the link in my description. And also, if you haven't started the game, or if you have a friend who hasn't, refer them to that promo link where they start off with 6,000 UPX. Alright, see you guys.